Hey everyone, this is Prime and welcome back for another exciting toy haul video. Today's video will be about two different toy hauls I did at the BigB comic book store, or used to be known as the Blue Beetle comic book store. So let's get into this! Every summer, myself and my good friend Skynet, we go down to Fan Expo in Toronto. If you look back on my previous videos from earlier this past year, you'll find the video that when we went to Fan Expo and the different video clips of the different vendors there. And then I also did another video of what I got. Go check it out. But every year when we're there, we go back up to Barrie. Barrie is a beautiful city in Ontario, and we the last couple of times we checked out the BigB comic book store, or back when I was in college it used to be the Blue Beetle comic book store, which used to be in downtown Barrie, but now it's more in the south side of Barrie on Essa. And it's a really good spot to go to. Like, they sell comics books there, but they also sell like accessories to different geek fandoms within the comic book genre, but they also sell vintage toys there and statues and modern day statues too. And so I got some pretty cool stuff, so I wanted to show you. It wasn't all at one time, it was I think 2 different times. So a little bit about the history of BigB comics book store in Barrie. Back in when I was in college, I used to go to the comic book store back when it was called Blue Beetle Comics in downtown Barrie, and that was the big store that really got me into comics. I mean, when I was younger, I had like Spider-Man magazine and a couple different older comic books and stuff, and I watched the cartoon shows and I collected the toys and all that, and I very enjoy the comics. But anyway, so in college I really got into comics thanks to Blue Beetle comic book store. But back in 2007 it was sold and it got moved to the south end of Barrie. And at that time, it was still called Blue Beetle Comics, but then later, when there came new ownership, they changed it to BigB Comic Books. The first toy that I got at BigB Comic Book Store comes from the year 1984, from Mattel. Yes, Mattel actually did Marvel stuff. And from the Secret Wars toy line, DrDoom. A little bit about DrDoom. DrDoom is, if you're not familiar with Marvel Comics, DrDoom is basically Marvel's version of Darth Vader, basically. He has an armor, as you can see on the screen here, that covers his whole body. And like, he is a mixture of a scientist and also magic and mysticism. Depending on the version, either you read in the comics or on the movies. His main enemy is the Fantastic Four, but he's not only an enemy of the Fantastic Four. He's an enemy of the Incredible Hulk, the Avengers, Spider-Man, basically anybody who is considered a Marvel hero in the Marvel Universe is an enemy of this guy, Dr. Victor Von Doom. Most of his history does come from the Fantastic Four and the Fantastic Four comics and the cartoons, where basically he is the leader and monarch of the country Latveria. So he's not the typical bad guy where the hero fights him and then he gets put into prison, because he's a monarch. You can't, put a monarch, a king of a country, in prison. That would be considered an act of war. And so before he became the monarch of Latveria, he was a brilliant scientist who went to school with Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic from the Fantastic Four, and they rivaled in genius as a scientist. And he also, in some version, he also used magic and mysticism with his armored suit. He also has his own company in Latveria, which also he created different Doombots that helps do his bidding. And as like I said, he owns his own country, so he has all the resources from that country. In Latveria, if Latveria was a real country, it would be in Europe. Marvel has been known to make new countries like Wakanda in Black Panther. Dr. Doom also has been known to steal powers from the Silver Surfer, Odin, Galactus, and even the Incredible Hulk at different times with his suit. And when he does that, he's really hard to defeat.
Mankind did its best to defend itself against Doom. But even their greatest weapons were as nothing before Doom's power.
So this toy, like I said earlier, was based off of the toy line of Secret Wars back in 1984. It wasn't an actual cartoon series, it was from the comics. And in 2027, Marvel Cinematic Universe is planning to do a Avengers Secret Wars movie as well. And so what Secret Wars is all about is about the multiverse and from different universes of the different parts of the Marvel universe coming together and fighting on this one world, basically. And usually Dr. Doom is one of the forces behind it, besides him and the Beyonder.
Think of me as one from beyond. Call me the Beyonder. I intend to devise an experiment. You cannot change this. It is already decided. Just as we found you, we have scoured the earth to find those who best represent the evil we require. Here. There.
So if you would have got him back in the day in 1984 in the box, he would have came with what you see on the screen here. 2 black guns and a gray picture frame that would have been in the box itself. So a little bit about this toy. He doesn't have any of the accessories, and the paint on his chest, I'm not sure if you can tell, but there was black drawings on his chest, and they're pretty much gone. It's faded away. But besides that, he's in good shape. I don't really have any complaints here. It's just the fading on his chest, basically. You would have thought that he would have came with a cape. Normally Dr. Doom does come with a cape, but this toy actually he didn't come with a cape. When looking on eBay, the lowest I could find him without his accessories was $4.20. And the most expensive I could find on eBay was $194.99, and that was with all of his accessories in the box.
Secret Wars! I, Dr. Doom, will track Captain America in my Tower of Doom!
Spider-Man, Tower of Doom, and Dr. Doom versus Captain America, said each sold separately. You put the tower together.
How shall I trap him, Secret Shield? Ah, with the Doom Slammer. So this is the Tower of Doom. Welcome, Captain. Get me out now, Spider-Man.
Tower of Doom from the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars collection. Dr.
So the next item I got at BigB comic book store wasn't an actual action figure, and it's not vintage, but I really wanted to show it to you guys because I really love it, and if you're a Hulk fan, you'd really love this as well. This is based off of the 2015 movie Avengers Age of Ultron. This was produced by ArtFX Plus Collection, originally produced in Japan, but then imported into North America, and it was actually sculpted by Kotobukiya. And here he is, the Incredible Hulk. It's actually the statue is actually, if you can see on the screen there, it's 2 pieces that's sold separately. One is the Incredible Hulk, and one is the Hulkbuster Iron Man. And the Incredible Hulk and Iron Man, you know, they're good friends, but when they first faced off against each other, they were enemies. The Hulk has been known to being chased after by the military with Hulk-busting robots, and Iron Man had that armor because of the Hulk, depending on the version you watch. But in the movie itself, the Hulk is controlled to fight Iron Man because of the Scarlet Witch, with at that point, that's before she joins the Avengers, and her brother were working for Ultron.
All right, everybody, stand down.
To be honest, I have unboxed it before, and I usually have it at my desk when I'm working. I do have a day job besides doing videos here. I put it back in the box, and I wanted to unbox it with you so you can enjoy the excitement that I had when I first opened it. So, here we are. Incredible Hulk, Age of Ultron. So first of all, we'll take, if we flip it around, look at the detail on the Hulk, right? So anyway, let's open it up first. So if we look here, there's the end right here. We're gonna flip the top open. And then it's in the plastic there. So I'm gonna take it out. Voila! So you can see here the Hulk comes in 5 pieces. Which I'll show you. So first of all, you want to flip it like this, and then there's buttons on the top, the middle, and the bottom. So you want to just use your finger and undo the buttons here as well. Like that. I like that again. And you flip it around like this. Get it again. And over here. And then you want to do the same for the middle pieces. In the middle part. So now, you see that we have the 5 pieces. So first we want to take out this part. This is the stand, the cement. And then we want to take out his legs. And if you look at the bottom of the Hulk feet, there's holes right there and there. And if you look at the cement, you can see there's a peg right there and a peg right there. And they snap in like that. The next piece is to grab the Hulk's chest, and we are going to just put it on, see the hole here? Inside he's kind of hollow, and you want to, it connects to his butt, or his bones in his stomach. So, just move it down, and push in, voila. The next piece is to do his right arm, so his arm right here. If you look here, you can see the inside of the arm, and that'll go inside of his chest, well, his arm socket, right? So, and you see the hole right here, right? So all we need to do is take the arm and then push it in like that, voila. And now we take the last piece, the left arm, and it's similar to the right arm. You see the inside, and you see the hole right there, and you take it and it just snaps in like that, and voila, you have the Incredible Hulk statue. One thing I do like about it, if you look at the detail, they took their time in designing. He looks so realistic, his abs and his muscle. You can even see his like veins popping out. When they make statues like this where they put a lot of detail into doing it, I just really love it. I don't have that many statues, but I love to collect more someday. They're just so expensive. I actually got him not too bad price. So I really wanted to show him to you. As a Hulk fan, I just love it. When looking online, the cheapest I could find out of the box was $29.99 US. And the most expensive I could find on eBay was $289.99 US, still in the box. Toy coming from the year 1995 from Star Wars from Kenner, LandoCalrissian. And Lando, as with the toy you can see here, is still in the package. And I am kind of torn. I'm not really sure if I should just keep him in the box or open him. Same with the next two toys as well. I'm going to have listed either in the comment section below or in the next couple of days a survey, and I'd like you guys to fill in the survey and let me know what you think. Should I open it? Should I not? Should I put it in my collection, or should I just leave it in the package? So I'll talk about more about what I've done for research for price wise. So let me know what you think in the survey or in the comments below there. So a little bit about Lando. Lando, if you're not familiar with Star Wars, he originally started in the original trilogy. He worked alongside Han Solo, but he was like Han Solo. He started off as a con artist and for hire, and at one point he was tricked by Darth Vader. At one point he was paid to work for Darth Vader, but then Darth Vader went back on their agreement, and he was like, no, this is wrong. And then he joined the rebellion. And he's been in a couple of different iterations of Star Wars, the original trilogy. He was also appeared in the sequel trilogy. Those are the movies with Rey. And then he also appeared in different video games like Battlefront 2 for the PS4. The original trilogy, he was played by Billy D. Williams. Also, he was in the movie Solo, and he was played by Donald Glover.
What are you doing here?
Repairs. I thought you could help me out.
What have you done to my ship?
Your ship? Hey, remember, you lost her to me fair and square.
And how you doing, Chewbacca? You still hanging around with this loser?
So when I picked him up at the comic book store, he was only $5 in the box. And so part of my research, I decided to look him up online, like the other things I do, right? And the cheapest I could find him in the box was 99 cents US, but the most expensive I could find on eBay was over $500. And I looked again on the average, how much he would be, and he was averaging between $10 and $20. So I'm kind of leaning more to opening him, but let me know in the comments or in the survey, and we'll go from there.
Here goes nothing.
I am altering the deed. Pray I don't alter it any further.
The next toy coming from the same year, 1995, by Kenner, from Star Wars, from the Power of the Force collection, the same series as Lando, Princess Leia Organa. Princess Leia, if you're familiar with Star Wars, she is actually, her brother is Luke Skywalker, but in the original trilogy, she didn't know that he was her brother until later on. And later on, she also becomes the leader of the rebellion, and especially in future movies in the sequel trilogy. And she's somebody that you don't want to mess with. And her father is also Darth Vader, right? Anakin Skywalker. So this toy, as well as Lando, I got for $5. Still in the package. I'm conflicted as like, should I open it? Shouldn't I? I've asked a couple of different people. I don't know. Averaging on eBay, averaging between $10 and $20. But the cheapest I could find was 99 cents, but the most expensive I could find was about $60 US. So the cheapest is 99 cents, the most expensive is 60. They're averaging, a lot of sellers, between $10 and $20. I'm not sure. Like Lando, if you can let me know in the comments, what's your opinion? Should I keep it in the box? Should I unbox it? Let me know, and we'll go from there.
I don't know where you get your delusions, laser brain.
And the last toy coming from the year 1996 from Power of the Force Star Wars from Kenner, Hoth Rebel Soldier. Now Hoth Rebel Soldier, he is a rebel soldier and he was part of the Hoth War, which happened in Empire Strikes Back, and that planet is the cold, wintry planet called Hoth. There's not really much of a backstory for this guy because he's just a soldier. They just made a toy of one of the rebel soldiers. And so, like the other ones, I got them for $5. And when I looked online on eBay, the cheapest I could find him was 99 cents. And the most expensive I could find him was $120 US on eBay. But the average seller was between 10 and 20 bucks. So, like, all three of these toys, I kind of want to open, but at the same point, they are from the 90s, and they're still in the box, and they could go up in value, you know, so let me know what you think. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I just want to thank you for joining in again and following me on this journey of nostalgia and my times at the BigB comic book store. And I just want to wish you all the best, and remember, make sure you have lots of fun, and that's just Prime.